Good afternoon, Blaze family. My name is Alex Trakas. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Blackman High School, and I have the great honor of hosting the Behind the Blaze podcast this afternoon with a couple guests that we have here. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I am Coach Harris. I do assistant coaching for the girls soccer team here, as well as track.
My name is Rylan Selvidge, and I am a varsity athlete on the cross-country team.
And the leader of the Blaze Boys, is that correct as well?
Leader of the Blaze Boys, yes.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later in this episode. But this is more of a fall sports kind of kickoff and review how that's going so far. It's really important that we highlight all of our student athletes here at Blackman High School for all the time and effort that they put into their extracurricular activity, whether that's done before school when it was 100 degrees outside and they were here at 5 o'clock in the morning practicing, or if it's after school. These student athletes put in a lot of time, and it's important to highlight them. So I'll kind of give a brief overview of some other sports that are going on before I move it to Coach Harris and Rylan to talk about the sports that they're involved with. But we're a couple weeks into the season for our football season. Our current record at this time is 1-2. We have had some really tight games and losses against Brentwood and Ravenwood. Every game that we've played in so far has been a one-score game, whether we're losing by 7 or winning by 7. It's been tight games. The football team has had a ton of progress from year to year. Super proud of how they've performed this past week at Ravenwood, one of the top teams in the entire state. Had a lot of opportunities to come out with a victory. Couldn't quite get over that hump, but they are playing incredibly well. Really, really excited for the rest of their schedule. We have a home game. I'll talk to Rylan here in a second about that. But we have an upcoming home game this week, this Friday against Summit High School. That will be at the Inferno. Really excited about that. Our last home game against Stewart's Creek had a phenomenal turnout. Our home side and visitor side really showed what Rutherford County football is all about. Rylan, I kind of want to move it to you for a second. Kind of talk about the student camaraderie and the turnout that you guys were able to have against Stewart's Creek for the first home football game.
Yeah, so it started out at Brentwood. We had a really good turnout of the student section, but moving into a home game, we knew that it was going to be good, and we just wanted to really, since my freshman year, we've noticed that my class has kind of set the tone for school spirit, and taking on the role as like the head of the student section, I really just wanted to make sure that everyone was involved and everyone is just getting hype, and whether that's from the music we were playing or from the chants we were calling, the turnout was amazing, and it got noticed by not only our school but people from Stewart's Creek were saying how good our student section was, and so I was very pleased with how the turnout was from the student section.
What is the theme for this coming Friday home football game?
The theme against Summit is construction/neon.
I can echo that. It's what makes high school so special is the camaraderie and the turnout that student sections and their peers are able to support one another. It's really neat to see that, and it's felt by community members, teachers, administrators, players, coaches, parents, just random people that are out in the community, that they see how much people support, especially here at this high school. Blackman is known as a school that travels well to support their teams, and especially at their home games. It's a place that people don't want to come play because of how loud and supportive people are. So it's a credit to Rylan, it's a credit to their senior class who won the Spirit Stick a couple weeks ago in the first pep rally. My gosh, they do a great job, and it's something that we're very, very proud of. And again, this past Friday, Ravenwood had a great student section. So very appreciative of that. Next sport we want to talk about is our volleyball program. Incredibly talented group of young ladies that are performing well. I was able to watch a match against Siegel last week. It was a tight match against Siegel is one of the top programs in the entire area. And it was kind of went back and forth. I know that we weren't able to come out on top, but man, you can talk about the progress that program has made over the last few years. The future is incredibly bright for that volleyball program. Super excited to see how they progress the rest of the year because, like I said, an incredibly talented group of young ladies. The golf team is also underway as well. I was able to talk to Coach Wortman last week, how they're doing. Again, just like the other programs that we're seeing, a lot of progress, a lot of growth in that program. He was super excited about the underclassmen, especially a couple sophomores that were performing very well. So again, that's another program where the future's bright, and that's what we like to see. We want to have incredibly successful programs in the present, but we're also looking forward to those programs that continue to mature and grow for future years. Next program I want to talk about is with Coach Harris and the girls soccer program. And I was able to speak to the other Coach Harris this time last year, and again, you can kind of see a common theme here where you can see how much growth and maturity in these programs over the last couple years. So Coach Harris, kind of talk about how you guys are performing right now and kind of where you guys are moving forward in district.
Yeah, thank you. I think our current record, I think we're sitting at 2-4-1 in our regular season play. That's having gone through the gauntlet of our schedule. We've had Siegel twice, Oakland, Rockville, the three toughest teams to play for us. Two of our teams in our district are state contenders every year. So, it is what it is as far as the district that we're in. But as far as growth, cannot stress enough how much growth our team has had over the last 4 years we've been coaching them. When we came in, this team didn't even know what team culture was. We brought that phrase to them, and we had a girl ask, what is that? And so that's kind of been our focus over the last few years, is just getting them to be a family, getting them to play as a unit, play as a team, and create this sisterhood for them. And it's really shown over the years. Every year we've been able to increase win totals and increase the camaraderie that they have. We have 6 games left, I believe. We've got Rockville today at home. It should be a good game for us. We're going in with the expectation to come out with the win. We've got Oakland again on Thursday, and then we finish out with 4 games that we should be able to come out and win. So
awesome. Are there any student athletes that you would like to shout out that are having great seasons so far?
Oh yeah, Izzy Ulrich is one of our seniors. We've actually got a really small senior class. We got 2 seniors on the team that will graduate, and she's one of those. She's playing one of our forwards. This last game, she actually had 2 goals against Rockville last time. Had a goal against Siegel recently. Yeah, she's been on a roll as of late with getting some goals in for us. Maddie, her younger sister, is one of our sophomores. She's having a great year in the midfield. Malia is also one of our midfielders, having a good year with assists. And then Kinsman, our keeper, has been really stellar, keeping goals out of the net for us. So
yeah, I want to echo what Coach Harris is saying, talking about the culture shift in the last few years. You can see that there's a tremendous bond with our student athletes in that soccer program, and just you start seeing little things like when Coach Harris and Mrs. Coach Harris were working on the new coaches' offices and finding new places for the girls to put their things. And when they showed it to them for the first time, you could hear the screams of the cheers from my office down the hallway. It's little things like that matters, that show them how much the coaches care, how much the girls care. And you can take out all the wins and losses. At the end of the day, the culture and the family atmosphere is what the kids will remember 10 years down the road. The losses come and go, but the friends and the friendships that you make last a lifetime. And that's something that you can see in that program, and that's something that we're very proud of, that the coaches have instilled in that. The next program is the cross-country program. That's why one of the reasons why we have Rylan here to talk about that. Now, you guys just had a big meet down up in Ohio, at Mason, Ohio, kind of near my old stomping grounds in Cincinnati, Ohio. Rylan, talk about that and some future events that you guys got going on and kind of the growth of that program, one of the largest programs that we've ever had.
Yeah, so like you said, we went up to Ohio this past weekend, and we get one trip a year, and it was really just fun and eventful. Like I'm gonna piggyback off of what you guys were talking about on how culture. We sat on Friday night, we sat in a circle and we talked about what we appreciate about each other. And that's one thing that the head coach, Jeremy Selvidge, one thing that he's very big on is culture. He told us, he says, yeah, I'd love to get a state championship, but that's not what I'm coaching for. I'm coaching for you guys to go go out of this learning something that will carry on in life. And I mean, through that, we've seen in the past couple of years, we've seen the team grow not only in size, but in just like how deep we are as a contending field. Last year, we sent both guys and girls to state, which had been done once before in school history. And we've just noticed a big change, because the year before my freshman year, which would be 4 years ago, we had 2 guys sub-20 on varsity, and we finished 7 of our guys under 1910 at the Ohio meet. And the Ohio meet, it was a tough course. That course, there was hills, there used to be a creek crossing, but they had to get rid of it because of some issues. But it really tested our athletes, and so it was hard, but we persevered, and the competition was unmatched too. So overall, we're doing good as a team. We're looking forward. We've got a meet in town on Saturday at the old VA golf course. It's the closest meet we'll get to our side of town. So that's what we're looking forward to right now. And then obviously we got district coming up here in a month and a half-ish, and we're looking for a good showing, hoping to send both teams to state again.
Yeah, it's I appreciate that. And again, you see the amount of success that program is having. You can tell by how many kids continue to come out and add to that program. Again, this is a team that gets here early, especially when it was hot outside. I know that they were getting here between 5 and 5:30, and it's a really hard thing to do when you're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, however old you are as a student athlete. So that's a credit to you guys, it's a credit to your families, and it's a credit to your coaches and the program that you guys have built. And again, that's just, we say this a lot, but that's just a very Blackman thing. But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on here for this episode. Oh, Rylan, you got one more thing that you want to...
one more thing. I do want to give a shout out to one athlete on the team. His name is Max. Max is a freshman this year, and we've kind of taken Max under our wing as a team, and we've seen everybody kind of take care of him because he has some struggles, but he did a 2-mile time trial on the track. It was in early July, and he ran a 28-minute 2-mile, and he's been at practice every morning. He's been working, and he this at Ohio ran a 30-minute 5K, which is 1.1 miles more than two miles, and we've just seen immense growth in him, and so that's the shout out I have.
Awesome, thank you. And Coach Harris, you got one?
Yeah, I got one more thing. As a former graduate of Blackman, wanted to shout out Rylan and his class, because since I started teaching here, this will be my 5th year. I've never seen more school spirit than since I've been here as a student. I think it's a testament to his class. I know the seniors typically win the first one. It's kind of a given on the pep rally, but I think his class earned it. I think it's really cool to see him. I think they're leaders in their classes. When they were sophomores, I saw them. When they were juniors and seniors, and the school's buying in because of them, and I just couldn't be more happy to be a part of this family.
Yeah, and I would certainly want to echo that. We're really excited for our next home football game this Friday, but again, I also encourage everybody to go check out as many events as possible, whether it's a volleyball match, girls soccer, come out to one of the tracks that the cross-country team is running. These students put in a lot of time, so it means a lot when people come out to support them. To those that are listening, until next time, this is your host, Mr. Alex Trakas, thanking you for your time this afternoon. Here at Blackman, we always end conversations with the Go Blaze. 1, 2, 3.
Go Blaze.